And I thought, oh, here we go again. Here we go again. When I heard that Tommy Fury dropped out and we were going to get Tyron Woodley and Jake Paul too, I wasn't buzzing at the idea about it before, but now it's here and it's a week away. I'm definitely invested for a few days. And I thought it was going to be a good chance for Tyron Woodley to redeem himself, but I don't think he's going to play out any differently. I watched an interview the other day and it worried me. And before I jump into it, you know what to do by now. Hit the like, subscribe and the little bell icon to stay up to date with the content. If you don't know what I bring you, behind the scenes footage, interviews with fighters, exciting one coming out next week, fight breakdowns like this and daily MMA shorts. Anyway, like I was saying, I watched the Ariel Helwani interview the other day with Tyron Woodley. It worried me. It worried me. I gave him a good chance coming into this. I thought he was embarrassed. He was memed one way or another within that fight, a million different ways. So it wasn't a positive, it wasn't a net gain in any which way apart from the money scenario of that. And I couldn't be bothered for the build-up. I couldn't be bothered to hear Tyron Woodley, to be honest, for 6 weeks with continuing excuses, because that's the problem that was in his interview. He still hasn't accepted that loss, and he was giving excuses to why he'd lost. Now, I'm not saying he didn't have a sore shoulder, but when you come out as a former UFC world champion and you're still repeating these excuses of this is why I didn't beat him, but I think I did beat him. The point that you're doing that is the thing you need to change, but he hasn't changed that. He's still saying the same thing. There's been no growth, and he still believes he won and there weren't really any holes in his performance, and that's a problem. You see people at the top of their game, when they usually get that loss, it's quite a good thing for their career. Sometimes it can be make or break, but it can be a good thing in their career because they can reevaluate what actually went wrong, even if they did feel like they stole 3 rounds in the UFC or more rounds in boxing. But either the way, the fact that he still hadn't moved on from that was an issue at first. That was a big red flag. That tells me, is he going into training camp and doing anything differently? Is he trying to right some wrongs? Because if he feels like he won and he's going to go in there again and his shoulder's not sure this time, I'm going to land my signature punch. He said he didn't want to hit him with his signature shot. Come on. And you can best believe that Jake Paul's been training. You can say what you like about the man, but there's one thing, he works hard. And even if you didn't believe that, there's video footage out there for you to find. And a lot of people are in the comments, oh, he's doing this just for the cameras. No, he's had cameras on his life for the past however many years. That is just what happens. He just puts in the work. And even if he was just doing it for the cameras, he's still putting in that work. So either way, he's a grinder, and he's been training for Tommy Fury, who, as we know, is a professional boxer and from the lineage of Furies. And you know he wasn't taking him seriously, despite if he thought he was going to win or lose. He was not taking him seriously, so he's been in training. Has Tyron Woodley? Because this was another thing. They asked him where he was because it was so busy and he was saying so many hellos. He said, oh, on set. And I thought, oh, here we go again. This is the point. This is why Tyron Woodley gets a bit of stick online, is because you're not asking for much else than just, if you're going to make these bold statements, just try a little bit. Just rock up to training. Don't have all these side hustles and things. By all means, be outside, make your own money, happy days. But don't expect to be able to consume all your time on other things, not really train as much, and then still go and put on these performances, because that isn't how it works. And yes, he by all means has a good chance of winning this fight still. He still has the ability to knock him out, 100%. But there's also a high possibility now that it's going to play out a little bit like the same. And if anything, I think Jake Paul's going to be at high level. His skill set moves a lot quicker than Tyron Woodley's is going to, especially with the fact that he's obviously going to be training less. And Jake Paul's putting all his energy and thought into this. So that gives you a lot of focus, a lot of energy to pour absolutely everything into developing your skills. Now, whether Tyron Woodley's a better striker or an MMA guy than Jake Paul, it doesn't really matter. We're talking about boxing. And I'm interested to see where his standard's at, because I think that was vital experience for Jake Paul as well. You have to think that was his first real test, let's be honest. And he went the full distance. There's a lot of experience to be learnt there, and he'll know where his gas level's at. He'll know how to sort of push a pace better over those rounds. Ring experience is a real thing, and I think that played a big role for Jake Paul. So I think he may nick the win on this. Like I said, it's not out of the question that Tyron Woodley lands a right hand and knocks him out. I mean, yes, that is still very, very plausible. But the fact that he's been on set, the fact that he hasn't accepted this loss yet, the fact that he feels like it was just because he had a sore shoulder, that alone, it's the mentality coming into it. That's the only thing letting him down. Of course, he is better than Jake Paul. We know that, but he just isn't putting in the effort. So I can see him losing again. This isn't even the hate Tyron Woodley show. It's just, it's like I said, you don't even ask. At the end of the day, I didn't really care if he won or lost, but at least go out there swinging, quite literally. So anyway, let me know your thoughts. I got very into that very quickly, but like I said, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like, subscribe, and the little bell icon to stay up to date with the content. And the channel is beginning to shift. We're beginning to move a few subscribers, so I'm very, very grateful about that. Even just 160 we're on at the moment. It's climbed by 20 the last couple of weeks, and that number is astronomical in my YouTube world right now. So thank you very much, and as always, take care. Peace.